Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. On this, let's see, how come we're not? Okay, there we go. On this 01.12.2026, current time 05:52 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York. That'd be the southern tier of upstate New York where I live and reside. This Monday morning, we are starting a new week. We are up and about, and we got what I call a hashtag positive start to the day, hashtag PSTTD. Got the morning coffee, but it's not over here because I've got something over here that I've been playing with all weekend. Thus the lack of live streams this weekend, other than watching football. Let's see, is that good? Okay, there we go. But my coffee is over here to my right, sitting on top of my what is it? I've got my coffee holder there. It says United States Air Force, and I got that as a Christmas present a couple of years back from the wife, the missus. And I put it over here on my. Well, there's a disk drive there to read a disk drive from an old computer there. I got it in the case there, so I sent it over there because I have no room over here. I took over this, and this room is invaded. I don't even have the laptop going over here. As you can see, I have my Commodore 64 Ultimate. But I'm Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on the Fireman Rich, or the Friday morning. That says Friday morning. It should say Monday morning. What the hell did I go? Oh my God. Oh, I got to change everything out again here. Oh my God. But Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble, as well as at Fireman Rich over there on Twitch, or on well, I'm at Fireman Rich on Twitch, where we're broadcasting. This is a Monday, I guess. I'm started early, but I'm fumbling right here. But at Fireman Rich over there on X, and good morning to Tina, our Jersey girl here, as we get started. As I got to go back and change out my titles here and stuff like that. Hang on for a minute. Why did I make that? Geez, no biggie. We know it's Monday. Yeah, I know it's Monday too, but I have to at least change the titles here, Tina, or else I'm gonna be all squirrely and stuff like that. Just because I got people come in, and I got the date right. I just didn't get the 12th, but I just didn't get the day right. So just a real quick change here. Let me go back in here first on Rumble. It's an easy edit for the titles, except for the YouTube. The YouTube I have to what is it? The YouTube I have to wait till after the broadcast. I can't do it during the broadcast for some reason. So we got it there. Let's go do it on Twitch real quick. And let's see, we got to go back to channel. And let's see, where's the edit there? Oh, there's the edit. Okay, we'll go ahead and no, we don't want to report the stream. There you go. Go to the edit button. And we post it in there. That's done. And I think I can do it on X because it's within the first 30 minutes that I posted it. Yes, I can. Okay, that's one of the things about premium. You can do edit your post for the first 30 minutes. Okay, that'll be good. Okay, we got that. And let's do it on the Facebooks because that's a real easy edit, and then we'll be done. Okay, I'm getting better at this thing, but I hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. I just didn't do much. I didn't do any broadcasting really, except like I said, I'm playing around with the new Ultimate 64. We got on something that I haven't done for years, and that is bulletin boards. We got on the some bulletin boards. We may get on one here if I get this all set up here. Let's see, that goes there. And oh, that's Double J's, no biggie. Okay, Double J's. Hey, good morning, Double J's. Yeah, no biggie. I know, it's Monday. And Tina saying hi to Double J's, and Double J's saying hi to Tina, our Jersey girl. Tina, Double J's is coming in from an undisclosed location in the southern hemisphere, that I like to say when he is here and stuff. He's originally from the country of India, which is a great country, I feel, as far as I love their space program. We've talked about that before. Let's see. Let me go back to the Facebook here real quick. Let's see. because I know I've got some cousins out there in Wisconsin and Minnesota that they'll look at that title and they'll say, "What the heck is that? Is our cousin all screwed up? He's got the right date, but he's got the right day of the week." It's But like I said, I hope everybody had a good week. I had a good weekend. We had a great. What did I do Friday? Really nothing. I watched some football, I guess. Um, yeah, football started. It started Saturday. What did I do Friday? What did we do Friday? Oh, I haven't even updated my log here and stuff like that. The Friday. I know I went for a walk. The weather was nice. I know that the weather was great there over the weekend. Well, not so great yesterday, but we are back into the colder temperatures below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But shoot, I didn't want to do it that way. Okay, I can do it. I can change. Wait. I can just cancel out of that. There we go. I want to go to edit. I don't want to post something. I already posted it. And so I got in a good walk Friday, and last week was pretty decent for walking and whatnot. But Saturday, the missus and we went out checking out a couple thrift stores, and I got a new pair of shoes there and a pair of Nikes that will replace what are those? New Balance. I got an old pair of New Balance. They're getting all ratty and stuff like that. So got a new pair there, and she bought some stuff, and then we went out to lunch. Let's see, did I get that? Oh hell, I'll just manually. And then we went out to McDonald's. We haven't been to McDonald's in eons and stuff. What the hell's going on with this freaking Facebook here? I want to change that. I hit edit and it doesn't want to let me edit. What's going on there? And it was good. She had the number 2. I had the number 3 meal medium and stuff like that. And the number 3 is different than the number. Well, the number 3 had an add-on. I had a double quarter pounder because I didn't have any breakfast that morning. And so we had a very good. Went to a couple. We went this other place. It's called a dollar store. And it literally is a dollar store. It was like it was used to be an old who used to be there? There used to be a thrift store. And I think it's a step up from a thrift store there in Waverly, New York. That's where we went to, just like 5 minutes down to the road, just the west of us. And let's see. Okay, there it goes. Okay, that'll work. Okay, we're good. I could take care of the other ones later. And we had fun. It was a good day, good afternoon. And then I was playing around, like I said, with the Commodore 64 here, which I'm going to go ahead and crank it up here. Because let's see, and I can change. I've got it tied into this screen here, and what we got is I was on some bulletin boards, and I got this one bulletin board. I'm going to just see if it comes up. Let's see. Let me make sure. We'll go here, dial service. We go down to the UB desk, enter BBSs, enter. This is over Telnet now. This is this computer. This is the new Ultimate 64. Let me get my scroll thing out of the way there. Here, you can see it a little bit better. You can see it right here. And here's the disk drive. This works. This is a 40-year-old disk drive right here, and it works. I put some. I posted this over on X. I put some new decals on it. These are the prime beef. That was mobility. This is when I used to use this for my work at home in the Air Force when I had to do reports and stuff like that. This was like my word processor using GEOS to program. This is brand new. This thing right here is 40 years old and it works. It surprised me Saturday. That's what it was. Saturday, or was it Friday? Maybe that was what happened Friday. I discovered that this thing works. I had to make sure actually I got to make sure I did that. The internal drives, because on the computer itself, there's 2 internal drives. Okay. and I got to make sure the A drive is turned off because it's defaulted to 8. The first drive on the Commodore 64 is always defaulted to 8, and then it goes 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's two internals. There's an A and B, so it's 8 and 9. If I want to use this is automatically default unless I manually go in and change it to a 9. I think there's a software that you can change it to. I got to shut off the internal drive. So let's go ahead and do that. Disable. Okay, we're going to disable the internal. That's on the computer itself, on the Commodore 64 itself. Okay, we disabled it, and we want to save that to the flash. And then we're going to go back out. Oh, no, we're going to go back into our file here. Hang on. A disk file. Enter BBS's. We get the first one, and we run the configuration first, and that says okay, and then you can hear it. You can hear it now, and you can see it up there. It's loading up. What do you mean not present? Okay, well, let's change this. Let's do this again. Let's clear out the. Let's reboot the. Let's reboot the. I got the disc, but this is 40 years old. This is brand new. This thing is still working. I have all these discs. This is just one box of 2 discs. These are floppy discs right here, and this is I was going through. These are all games right here, and I've got over 2,000 games, I guess. But this is a floppy disk. This was what works in here, and it still works, folks. It still works. Let me catch up on the chat here. Double J says, drink more coffee. I'm trying to make it a point to wake up earlier, Double J's, as far as that goes. And let's see. Quarter pounder is my favorite. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I didn't eat no dinner that night, Double J's. That's all I need. And Tim Fanforti is in the house from Michigan, our resident contractor. Yo to you, Tim. Glad to see you here. Damn, I haven't seen a floppy disk. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of them. Here's a whole nother tray of them. So that's what I was doing. I was going through these disks. Once I found out this disk drive, this 1441 disk drive works. The good old days. Yes, exactly, Tim. And Tim saying good morning to Tina, and Double J's rings back deja vu. Yeah. So these are all the games I was playing, and it was just great fun. I've got all this stuff back here, but this disk drive works. But the other thing I was doing, like I said, was going into the. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and just try loading the thing. Damn, it doesn't want to take. Let me shut this off again here. Hang on. It gets a little finicky too with the memory and stuff like that. So let me turn this off first. Let me go ahead and reboot everything from start. So, Tim is saying good morning to Tina, as far as that goes. So that's why I didn't broadcast this weekend. I was too involved in this. This is great fun as far as that goes with the Commodore 64 here. So let's go ahead and turn this out again. I think I might have messed up the memory here. Let's see. Let's see that, Sin. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's try this one more time here. BBS's enter. Oh, you know what? I disabled the A drive. That's why it's not working. I just thought of that. I got to remember if I disable the disk drive, it doesn't have a disk drive to go to. That's what it is. See, so right there, that tells you I disabled this. I needed this. I'm sorry. See, I disabled that. I got to bring that back. I was just thinking whatever. But to use this, I have to disable it. But you can see I can't use a computer unless I enable it because I'm bringing up a program. It has no place to go. It has to go to a drive. Okay, so it's enabled. Okay. And we're going to save that to flash. Okay. And we're going to go out. Restore. We're going to go back up to like Double J say, I need more coffee this morning. Okay, now let's go in here. Okay, we go into this one. Enter. Run me first. Load. Yes. And then we go up to the program itself for Telnet. There it goes. Now it's going. Now that's the simulated disk drive for here. There's two virtual disk drives in the Commodore Ultima. It's been updated. Check it out. It's some bells and whistles on it that the old one, but this is 40 plus years old, folks. This is the disk drive I used when I was working in the Air Force, firefighter, that made me look like a computer whiz and stuff like that. And no, it's not MS-DOS. It's BASIC. This is BASIC. It's BASIC. It's Commodore 64 BASIC language. It's below DOS, really. Even though, and let's see, you still sharp. Early morning for you. Yeah, thank you, Double J. You're throwing me a bone. Thank you. No, this is not MS-DOS. It's MS-DOS is more Windows and stuff like that. So there it is. So we're going to get a Telnet connection here this morning. There we go. There's the Telnet. So I got the address here. Let me plug in the address. This is over to the Word BBS. So ATDT Word BBS. And I wish I could I'm still working on the capture card thing because the capture card is something that it doesn't want to hook up with the OBS when this is connected. And I have there's a trick to do that. So let's see, Word BBS dot. And I got to make sure I hit the right dot because there's the dot and the comma are right down here as far as that goes. Double J says, who would have thought old things can be reused and made relevant? Yes, this is very relevant, or else I wouldn't be able to access all those discs. To buy a new or an old rebuilt, refurbished, and stuff like that, minimum is $150 over on eBay. And you don't want to get the untested ones. You want to, if you order one, you always want to make sure it's attested and it's working, or else you're going to get crap unless you know how to rebuild them. I got two other of these disk drives. One definitely doesn't work. The other one, I may be able to bring it back to life, so I may have a second disk drive here. Okay, let's see let's bring this up. Let's see, club. No, that's the Commodore. Hop2 colon 64128. 64128. Let's make sure we got the address right. Yeah, no. Okay, and we hit enter. No answer. What happened? ATDT Word BBS dot hop2. Oh, I forgot the org. I forgot okay, hang on. Let's see. I can probably go back. Let me see. You got to get the address right, or else it's that's the thing about BASIC. It has to be precise. It's not okay. Hop2.org. O-R-G. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
The missus says good morning to everyone. And this is colon. And some people watching this are, why do you want something? It's fun. This is retro computing right here. This is my first computer. I looked like a god back in the day, being able to write up reports and stuff like that when I was in the Air Force, because the only person that could type up something official was the secretary, who had a word process. She would have a typewriter and a word processor. I was using this in the Air Force before computers came into the Air Force. Okay, so it's and Tina and Double J says good morning to the missus. So that's why it's relevant to me. It may not be. Oh, I'll get an IP. Everybody's into the easy phones and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, that's high tech. That's great and stuff. This is fun stuff to sit down and tinker around with. Okay, let's get this going. Let's see. 64128. 128. Okay, let's try this again. Let's see. We got everything in there. Yep. Okay, it's going. Are we gonna get connected? It's looking for the phone right now over the internet. This is connected to the internet. It's connected. There's a Ethernet here. It's connected. This is going out via Ethernet. Damn, it didn't want to take. I think we might have to. Let's do it. Let's try it one more time here. Let's go ahead and because this is pretty neat stuff. I'm stoked about this. And let's see, we got that power, clear memory. Okay, let's try it again. Let's see, is it in the? No, it's not. Okay, so we'll load it up one more time, and if it doesn't take this time, because it's exact, you got to make sure everything's exact. But this is great fun, and like I said, this thing. When I bought this, I think it was about $200 or $300, and the keyboard back in the day. This is 1984. That's when I had my Commodore 60, and that's like 11 years before I got on the internet. I got on the internet in '95. That's basically 1995. I knew about the internet before that. I was over in Japan, and I had access to the internet where I worked at, because they were just getting on board with Windows 95, and then I had a home computer that I had to upgrade that in 95 to get on the internet via dial-up on the base. The base, they opened it up. It was like 6 months after they had the internet into the air base there at Yokota Air Base. I was able to get. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and try this one more time and be a little bit more accurate. And I use this. I actually went to the bulletin board when I got this, when I was over in Japan. I actually went to the bulletin board. No, not on this. This was on my first computer. It was an AST, Windows 95, and I used a dial-up to go on the bulletin board over via the phone line. This is before, because you could still go out to there was bulletin boards on the Yokota. Okay, the 6 months that they had bulletin boards there you could ring into, and I actually dialed in, and it was a long distance phone call. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay, ADT. Let's be exact here. Word EBS dot hop2.org. We forgot the org last time. Dot 64128. 64128. And we hit enter. No answer. What did we get wrong there? Oh, let's see. Let's try this other one. Let's see. ATDT. Let's see. I'm going to just try for kicks and giggles. 64u.club. .club colon 6400. Oh, okay. We connected. This is the second. That's the second one. It's the Commodore. The Commodore 64 Ultimate Club. It's unofficial. And let's see. We're going to log in. I log in as Fireman Rich. Oh, I didn't forget my password. What the hell? Let's see. Oh, I got to hit L for login. Okay, username. Password. What was my password? Let's see. Password. So I'm logging into the bulletin board. And there we are. Do I got an email? Let's see. See, you got basic BBS information, live chat, club mail, message board, edit, and list. Let's go to message board. And I don't have any, but the general discussions, you got to do everything's key initiated. So we'll go to general discussion. And number 5, where are you from? And we're going to look at, there's 10 replies, so we have to hit D to get into the discussion. And there was, I did mine yesterday, and I said hello, or no, there's been one. I'm currently from Sugar Hill, Germany, but my entry was number 2. I posted on there, and that's what I put. I said, Fireman Rich here, and I'm from the southern tier of upstate New York. Thank you, Nick, for the C64 Ultimate Club BBS. Glad to be adding it to my list of go-tos for my. I put a reply there. I put C45U. It's supposed to be C64. You all have a great weekend. Ciao for now. So there it is. That's what I've been doing. I've been playing around with these, and so to get out of here, you would hit dot to exit out, back out. You just keep on hitting dot, and it backs you out to the main screen. And there's the main screen. So that's where we're at. That's the bulletin. The other one didn't come in. I don't know. I must have had something. I might have been typing too fast and stuff like that. And let's see. Double J says lots of dial up. That dial. You used to have to do dial up on these Double J's. And let's see. Dial up that information. Connect sound. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I love that sound. So that's basically what I did on the Commodore 64. So let's go ahead and back out of here and park this. Get back to the broadcast. I wanted to show you that right out of the gate because that's what I was doing this weekend. I was loading up discs. I was having fun with that, and it's my new toy that I'm playing with. So okay, and we'll bring this back to the broadcast if it's still on. It's something I've never done before, so let's see if it's still on. Yep, it's still on. Okay, see, we're typing on the Commodore. So, okay, I shut that off. Done play. So that's the Commodore 64. So I've got a list. I've got two. I went to that bulletin board and the Word BBS, and there's a web page that have all these Telnet addresses. And Telnet is there's another way of getting BBSs, but I have to do some configurations using this other software. So this is my new toy. And I love it. Oh God, it's the missus goes, oh no, I can the first sound when I put in the first game disc and it loaded up and she heard that sound, says, oh no, not that sound. So I'm having fun with it. And that's the whole point of it stuff. But this Commodore 64 Ultimate, and I displayed it, go to Commodore International, Commodore.net. And you'll see what I'm talking about. It supersedes the original Commodore. It does everything and quite a bit more as far as it still feels like a Commodore and stuff like that, even though it doesn't have the same insides of it and stuff like that. But again, it was a good weekend, and that's why I did not. I'm using that as my excuse that I did not live stream. I'm not procrastinating. I just got sidetracked to doing something that I haven't done in like 40, close to over 30 years, basically. Because I got my computer, the original Commodore, and this disk drive some 40 plus years ago, about 41 years ago, basically. And this thing still works. Thank you. You're good. Knock on wood. Okay, so there it is. That's the excitement that happened over the weekend. Of course, we had some football games. We'll be talking about that during sports. The weather is the weather though is changing. The weather is changing into the aspect that it's getting cold again, folks. It is getting cold. Let's see. It's currently 20. Oh, it dropped a degree. It actually dropped. It was 28 degrees Fahrenheit, and that it's now 27 degrees Fahrenheit, which is let's see, 27 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 2 degrees Celsius, minus 2.7 degrees Celsius. So the wind, it's not windy out there. It doesn't look windy out. We got a little dusting. There was some snow squalls that came through last night, and as far as that goes, and let's see. But there's one interesting thing that we noticed yesterday, me and the missus, as far as that goes. And let's see, I didn't get this set up. Partly cloudy, wind high of 37. So it's gonna get 37 is warm compared to what it is right now, folks. It's just I can go out if there's no wind, I can go out there. I feel it's nice out. Used to the cold, the cold weather. Winds west by southwest, 10 to 20 miles an hour. So that's going to cut it down about 5 degrees with the wind chill factor when the wind kicks up and stuff like that. And let's see, the sun will be rising this morning at 7:38. 7:38. So it's about an hour and 5 minutes. It's 6:23. So an hour and 28 or an hour and 28 minutes. At 7:38 a.m. The sun will be rising here in the southern tier of upstate New York, and it's going to be setting at 4:56. Now the sun set at 4:56 yesterday. It was still daylight for another 15, 20 minutes. That's a sure sign that spring is on its way. It just the days are getting longer. And because it was a time there in December last month, we'd look out at 4:36, 4:40, the sun was down. It was down. So we're getting a couple minutes of daylight. So 4:56 p.m. later this today, the sun will be setting, and this if it's clear out, if it's cloudy, it gets dark real quick. But if it's clear out, it seems to stay sort of dusk-like and for at least another 20 minutes and stuff like that. Let's see our world times and temperatures as I speak. And starting in Honolulu, Hawaii at 1:24 a.m. Cloudy skies in Honolulu, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. In Phoenix, Arizona, clear skies in Phoenix at 4:24 a.m. Their local time there in Phoenix, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. In the windy city of Chicago at 5:24 a.m., 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Cloudy skies with a little clearing. Down in New York City, the concrete jungle at 6:24 a.m. At 6:24 that says 6:25. Oh, it just changed 6:25 a.m. Clear skies down in New York City, the concrete jungle, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And let's see, Double J says, yep, tilt of the earth is important. That's why we have exactly, Double J's. That's why we have the season. So that's a small indication. And it didn't take that long. We just had to wait a month. There's a movement going on that we're going towards spring. Going across the pond, the Atlantic Ocean, to the London, UK at 11:25 a.m. Cloudy skies in London, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italia, Mangia, lunchtime in Milan at 12:25 p.m. Sunny with some passing clouds, 43 degrees Fahrenheit. And in Double J's home country of India, in New Delhi at 4:35 p.m. Passing clouds, and it's sunny in New Delhi, 63 degrees Fahrenheit. And down in Mumbai, India at 4:56 p.m. Same there, passing clouds with clear skies and sunny, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. In Tokyo, Japan at 8:26 p.m. in their evening, clear skies over Tokyo with the temperature of 41 degrees Fahrenheit. And down under on the great continent and great country of Australia, friends and allies they are, Australia is, in Melbourne at 10:26 p.m. in their evening, clear skies in Melbourne, 63 degrees Fahrenheit. And to the northeast of Melbourne, to Sydney, Australia at 10:26 p.m. in their evening. Cloudy skies, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and those are our world times and temperatures as I speak. We do have a thought for the day, and the thought for the day was from a great artist. Let's see, where is it? Picasso. Pablo Picasso was a Spanish painter, sculptor, paint maker, ceramics, and theater designer who spent most of his adult life in France. One of the most influential artists on the of the 20th century. He's known for his co-founding. Well, we won't do that. And the invention of constructed sculpture. A very Cubism, founder of Cubism, which is early 20th century avant-garde art movement, which began in Paris. It revolutionized paint and visual arts, and he was fantastic, very great artist as far as that goes. If you've ever seen a Picasso, and I've seen one or two in my, well, you can just go on Google and Google. There's a story that I saw that was in the news that this one guy had a Picasso that was worth $15 million, and then on the back there, I guess he was going to get it restored, so they take the backing off, and there was another, what they thought, it wasn't signed, but they knew by the paint strokes that it was a Picasso. So it was a double Picasso, and they gave it, I guess, canvases were hard to come by, so they used both sides. So this, I think maybe it was 15 million when they found out it was a double Picasso. The guy bought it for like $1 million or something like that, which was that's a lot of money. But to find out it's worth 15 because you got two Picassos. His quote and our thought for today goes as follows. Action is the foundational key to success. Yeah, if you don't act, you don't get, it's movement, action. To take that step and act. Action is the foundational key to success. I think that's self-explanatory, but it basically, Picasso's quote means that ideals, dreams and plans alone aren't enough. You can just dream about it, think about it, and have ideas. That's, you just got to do more than that. You must take concerted, consistent steps to turn them into reality. Highlighting efforts, initiatives, and overcoming inactive actions as essential to achieve the goal. So your actions get you to your goal. And you look at his art, and his art says that as far as that goes. And let's see, what's this one? Okay, his actions, and Tina says yes, yeah, it's a good one as far as it's self-explanatory. So thank you, Pablo Picasso. God bless and Godspeed. He had some very ahead of the time type of art too. You're sitting there like scratching your head, and then all of a sudden there's Picasso. He's painting you, scratching your head in a weird way. Very, very different type of art. Let's see. We do have a national day today. Let's see what's on the list here. I just popped it up here. We have Kiss a Gender Day. No, I don't like that one. National Clean Off Your Desk Day. Yeah, I could clean my desk off. I could do that. National Marzipan Day. What the hell is marzipan? It's got almonds underneath. Tina, do you know what marzipan? Let's see. We got National Pharmacist Day. Yeah. How about National Curry Chicken Day? The missus made some great soup yesterday. Some homemade soup. I'm curious about this marzipan. What's marzipan? It looks like a dough. You know what it is? Oh, it's a confectionate. It's a confection made primarily of sugar and honey grounded up. Oh, okay. We could have gone. No, we're gonna go with the because we're good. Um, that would be a good one, but we're gonna stick with the one the National Curry Chicken Day and stuff like that. It's pasta. Okay, that's right. That's pasta. We're gonna go with National Chicken Curry Day. I think I remember we had that one last year at this time. But today is hashtag Curry Chicken Day, and it looks like a soup, which is good. It looks spicy too. Each year, January 12th, curry chicken lovers enthusiasts celebrate National Chicken Curry Chicken Day. They fill their dishes with a variety of flavored spices and serve them to their friends. When making true curry chicken, don't reach for the curry powder. Instead, stew the chicken in a sauce made from clarified butter known as ghee, onions, garlic, and a media of spices such as cumin, ginger, cinnamon, and a whole bunch of others. Other ingredients include chilies and tomatoes. Um, curry powder made its way into the recipe by way of Britain. Their longtime presence in India left a desire for the flavor of the East and on the palates, and many of the English. Curry powder and recipes with it exist as early as 1700s, but curry chicken and other curry meats recipes gained popularity during the British Raj beginning in 1858. So there we have it. And let's see. Double J's had enough curries in my lifetime. I can imagine. We get it. The missus makes she makes up a couple variations of curry that I'll eat. I don't think I could say it's curry is related to India and stuff like that. But she made some soup yesterday. It was really good, really very hearty soup, and it was a good day to have some soup on a Sunday. And as far as that goes, so just mild. Oh, it was just let's see. Let's see. Tina says, yes, that's good. I don't like too spicy. Just, yeah, the same here. I can't really handle the spicy that much spice now, as far as that goes. So there's our our national day. And let's see. Tomorrow is our first Mixcloud day. It's every other Tuesday, so it's been 2 weeks. So normally Tuesdays and Wednesdays we do the audio podcast, the Fireman Rich audio podcast, and Tina said to Double J's, I was going to ask you about about what kind of curries you had and stuff like that. So, to see, Double J's home country is India, and I've never been there. I'd like to visit it. I guess I could visit. I don't think the missus would want to visit. She doesn't. I don't know. I'm not into the traveling though, but it would have been interesting if I would have gotten to that part of the world to see it. And because Double J's has told us a lot about it. And as far as going out in the country, don't stay in the cities. Go out into the countryside and stuff like that. I think that's any country you go to. Don't go. Don't stay in the cities and stuff like here in New York. You'd fly into New York and you say you just stayed in New York City. You'd say, oh, that's what New York is. No, New York City as a whole. If you were coming upstate, you would be so surprised how much open space is. Well, not as much as out west, but how much country there is, and the vineyards up there in the Finger Lakes, the mountains up in the Adirondacks, the Finger Lakes themselves, the other lakes that we have. It's just a great. The Catskill Mountains, they're fantastic to hike in and stuff like that. But tomorrow we will be doing the Mixcloud broadcast where I present 8 songs over there on the Mixcloud platform. Mixcloud.com/Richard M. Roberts is the channel I'm on right now. And there is a link off to the left in the description, below the description, to the original 212 episodes that I did. And I'm still going. I can only leave 10 up because they don't let you to, Oh, we got a follow. Oh, D0MS underscore org is here. Thank you very much. Glad to have you here. First time. Oh, he didn't chat. Did he chat? No, I didn't get any chat, but I got the follow. Let's see. Oh, that won't come up on the screen there. So D0MS. Thank you. Whatever that stands for. Let's see. Does that show up on the Twitch? No, I'm bringing up the Twitch client. I guess I'm seeing it in the Rumble client, on the admin's chat here. Oh, I can go to this one. Let's see. Bring that back to the dashboard. But glad to have you here, and we're just getting our day started. And nope, it doesn't show up in the chat there. I could check it later. All right. Let's see. Let's go to 100 years ago on Fox 40. We're at what are we at? We're at okay. Yeah, we're right on schedule. 48 minutes and stuff. I thought I might have been too long with the Commodore 64 stuff, but that's fine. And let's see. Oh, there, I can do it that way. Okay. Okay. Let's bring that over there. And let's get set up for 100 years ago. Oh, wow. We've got one person on Rumble. We got one person on Locals. Two people on YouTube. Thank you very much. And 6 people over there on the Twitch. So thank you very much. And I appreciate it. As far as your viewership, greatly appreciate it. Thank you. It means a lot. We're going to do 100 years ago, which, let's see, I got to take down the little stream doohickey there. And let's go ahead and bring this up. And this is 100 years ago here in the southern tier of upstate New York. And it's a feature there every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is going to be as of 9 January. So that's Friday. It comes out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we show it here the next day after it comes out. And in case on a Friday, we show it on a Monday. So Mondays will be shown on Wednesdays. So no affiliation. I always have to say this on the news web pages that I'm on. No affiliation with any of the news web page that I present here. I'm consumer of their information on there, and I present it here to give you an idea what the southern tier of upstate New York, my home, and where I grew up, where the missus grew up, is sort of like, and stuff like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this going and see what happened 100 years ago on January 9th, which was last Friday.
Now it's time to open up the archives into Broome County's past. Here's Broome County historian Roger Luther with tonight's 100 Years Ago Today, brought to you by UHS.
100 years ago today, 14 inches of snow fell in Binghamton between midnight and noon today and tied up traffic throughout the city. The first ice skating meet of the Triple Cities will be held tomorrow at the Ideal Park Skating Rink in Endicott. 58 skaters from Binghamton, Endicott, and Johnson City are entered in the contest. The Endicott Kiwanis Club will receive its charter next Tuesday night during a dinner party at the Hotel Frederick. January 16th will mark the 6th anniversary of the enactment of national prohibition. Local supporters of the dry law consider it a success and plan to hold victory celebrations on that day. In related news, there were 214 arrests in Binghamton in December. 99 of those arrests were for public intoxication. That was the news, January 9th, 1926.
So much for prohibition. 6 year of prohibition. And oh my Lord, that's funny. That is funny. Prohibition was in effect 100 years ago. I think it was 5 years after. It was like in 1932 or something like that. Let me see. Prohibition. We talked about this before. Prohibition here in the United States. They changed the Prohibition era was from 1920 to 1933. Prohibiting the production and import and transportation sale of alcohol as far as that goes. Yeah, the snowstorm, 14 inches. That's a lot. That's a lot. Oh, I don't know. We had a storm here several years back. We got like 3-4 feet. So that's like one, two. What's 4 times 12? That's 8. 48 inches. We had 48 inches several years back and stuff like that. But Prohibition was in effect, and so they were celebrating. They were, but people were still getting drunk, as you can see from the what Roger Luther, the historian for the Broome County area. Broome County's right next door, but you had 214 arrests in Binghamton, and yeah. Exactly. Those boys are drinking now, right? Yeah, they're still drinking. 99 of those 214 were public intoxication. So they were still getting their alcohol somewhere. Somebody was making. And of course, Kiwanis Club. They're still around. They're still here, and I don't know where. If they're still. I don't think we have a Hotel Frederickson anymore. I think that went down. But then the ice skating ring. Ice skating was pretty good. Me and the missus. Our first date was at an ice skating ring there in Endicott. It wasn't the Ideal Park skating ring. It was they tore it down. They just rebuilt on the old premises the skating ring and stuff like that. So, but skating in the Triple Cities area is considered Binghamton, Johnson City, Endicott. You can throw Vestal in there, Endwell. There's a bunch of little. They're not cities like Syracuse or Buffalo. They're definitely nothing. But Binghamton is nothing like. Binghamton would be below the population of Syracuse and Buffalo. It's a small city, I guess you could say. Endicott is a town basically, but and Johnson City is sort of like it's spread out as far as that goes, and such. So there we have that. Tina says my husband could ice skate so good he could dance on. Oh, really? Okay, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Let's bring up the banner here. So, but there we have it as far as yeah, and those boys, I tell you, freaking boys drinking. Oh, I got that one. Okay, there we go. All righty, so we got the first half of the broadcast in. I thought I might have been a little long-winded with the Commodore stuff, but I wanted to get that in because I'm real happy everything's working out with this and stuff, and knock on wood. So I have it sitting here. I don't think I'm going to have it here all the time, but I'm setting up here. I'm going to try have it set up on this side so I can work on this thing. And what it is, I could see when I have this connected, I can see it in OBS, but I can't when I turn on the Commodore 64 when it's plugged into that. It just goes dark screen. But there's a command, I guess, on the Commodore key, and that's the thing. I'm finding out a lot of new key things. It's Commodore key and end for the flash card. So that will, because it's connected, and I connect the Commodore. Here we go. There it is. Yeah, this is the cord. This is the cable. This is the connection for the Commodore in the back, and then this connects into the thing, and it should be, But I before I turn the computer or the Commodore on, I can see the blue screen for the flash card, but when I turn that on, it goes black. So I've been looking at a lot of YouTube. So I got this. I got to try this key command. And once I have it all hooked up, Commodore N, and it should focus, it go through and stuff like that. And Commodore mouse works. It works. It's old. It's a big brick. But this is like 40. This is probably, no, this isn't 40. This would be about 35 years old. This right here. Maybe 38 years. I think it was 2 years, because once I got Geos, I got in, I think it was 2 years after I got this. And that was it 2 years afterwards? 46. Maybe a year after. So this is probably about 40 years old. This is 40 years old too, right here, the mouse, as far as that goes. And Tina says, I watched most of the Rumble broadcast on it, but fell asleep. Oh, I'm not surprised. Thank you for watching them, though, Tina. You could see I had fun playing around with it and stuff like that. I was just ecstatic to see that. And that was the thing last Friday. I found out that I could use that disk drive, and you don't. I was so happy. And Tina says, lots of laughs. Yes, yeah, I could put you to sleep, but that's good. I appreciate the view, though. You know, you made the attempt. I've watched it. I look at YouTubes and I fall asleep all the time. It's like, okay, I watched it. Let's see. We got 58 minutes. We're coming up on a minute, and so we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and I will be right back. Tina, I know you got to go and see Hal, so say hi to Hal. Let's see, is Jim Figerty's on? We should give him a visit, maybe, if we have time here. And let's see. And you have a good day today, Tina. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and take a break here, folks. So you just hang loose, and we will be right back. I want to refresh my coffee. Did I finish my? No, I got about a third of a cup, but I'm going to go ahead and refresh it. So you guys go ahead and hang loose, and we will be right back, and we'll continue on the second half. Yep, we'll see you later, Tina. Ciao for now. And I will be right back, folks, so don't go anywhere. Let's see. We're going to use bubble gum. And we're back. Open mic. I'm forgetting about the open mic. We are back here on the Monday morning coffee for 01.12.2024 or 26. Say 24. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble, broadcasting out to Twitch, YouTube, and Kick, as well as Rumble. 4 platforms there we're broadcasting to, and glad to have you here. And you can follow me over on X at Fireman Rich over on X. That's my mainstay for posting on social media feeds, as well as if you want to know what I'm doing, check out X at Fireman Rich. I'm on a host of other platforms. Just Google at Fireman Rich, and you'll see where I'm at there. And we're glad to be on all those fine social media platforms. Let's see. Before we get, I forgot to finish up the history. Let's go ahead and finish up the history. And I knew there was something I forgot before going on a break. What else happened in history here on this day here? Let's see. We had my coffee here. I got a full cup here. Oh shoot, my computer. Oh, I forgot to plug in the laptop. Oh, that's plugged in. Oh, you know what? Oh shit. Damn, that just went down. Oh. Let me see. I gotta unplug this. I don't know why I had that plugged in. Hang on for a minute. I plugged it in, but to keep, there we go. I unplugged it over here to plug in the, okay, Surface 3 is coming up. All right, let me get to the rest of the history here, folks. I gotta remember that. I don't have enough. With this Commodore 64 here, I got 2 extra plugs I got to plug in, so I don't have enough plugs for everything, even though I don't use the laptop and stuff like that. So let's see. In addition to history, let's see. On this day, for January 12th, was 57 years ago today. Led Zeppelin debuted album was released. It was recorded over just 36 hours at Olympic Studios in Barnes, London, costing the band about £1,782 to make. Most of the tracks were performed live in the studio and with few overdubs added. The groundbreaking record, Heavy Rock LP, spent more than a year, 71 weeks, on the UK album chart, and the blues bass quartet became one of the most influential bands in history. Yeah, Led Zeppelin, they're a good group. Let's see, what else did we have here? It was in 1876, Jack London, the adventure worker, rights activist, and author of the novel like The Call of the Wild and White Fang, was born in San Francisco. And in 1915, more than 100 years ago, Rocky Mountain National Park was established by the U.S. Congress to protect 415 square miles of spectacular mountain peaks towering at a height of 12,000 feet in Colorado. And Mali votes for new constitution grant political freedom to parties in 1992, whatever that was about. Okay, and on the AP side, let's see, AP history, January 12th. I had this up on my Surface 3, but it powered out again. Let's see. Also on this day, it was. Well, that's not the one I want. What's the one I want? What happened here? Let me just check this one more time. Oh, here's the one for January 12th. This is the one I wanted. On January 12th, 1969. Now, we're just playing this. We just got done with wild card, NFL wild card weekend. The playoffs started. But on January 12th, 1969, the biggest upset in Super Bowl history occurred as the New York Jets of the American Football League defeated the Baltimore Colts of the National Football League 16-7 in Super Bowl III, played at Orange Bowl in Miami. And oh, we got that. Okay, let's see. That's the version. Okay. Okay, let me see something here for a minute, folks. And we do that, and that gets rid of that. Okay. So the Super Bowl, I don't know. They have more teams. They have a longer season, and thus we're not going to get to see the Super Bowl for at least till February. But the Super Bowl took place right at the beginning of January, second week. But that was an upset. Joe Namath, the New York Jets quarterback, very brash. He won that was Super Bowl III, and they were the underdogs. The Jets. I don't know. Today, I don't know. 1915, the U.S. House of Representatives rejected 204 to 174 a proposed constitutional amendment to give women national right to vote. I guess it was several years later that they did. I think it was in the 30s that ended up coming back, as far as that goes. And 1935, aviator Amelia Earhart completed an 18-hour trip from Honolulu to Oakland, California, making her the first person to fly solo across any part of the Pacific Ocean. And 1959, Barry Goody Jr. founded Motown Records, originally Tamala Records in Detroit, as far as that goes. So that was what we have for history there. And we have somebody in the chat there, a good friend, good fellow broadcaster, and a couple people came in here. Let's see, we got Tony D. Salute to you, Tony, my brother veteran, my good friend and fellow broadcaster. The missus says good morning, and that's what he said there with the hashtag with the salute, hashtag positive start today. Good morning to the missus. She says good morning. Tony is saying good morning to Tina or Tim. I'm sorry, Tina left. Okay, she doesn't stick around for the second half because she catch up with Hal there. He's broadcasting. And Tony's saying from the YouTube side, hello to Tim Fan. And Deplorable, hey, coming in from Bradford, Mass. Love the American flags. God bless America. Thank you, Deplorable. Glad to see you here, my good friend and fellow Lotro player. You missed it. I was playing around with the Commodore 64 over here. I was showing the bulletin board at the beginning of the broadcast. You'll have to watch I have a video out there of the unboxing, and I'm playing around with it. But this morning at the beginning of this broadcast, we went on the Telnet, and this is connected to the internet, and we went to a bulletin board there as far as that goes. So glad to have you here. Let's see. Tony D is letting us know down there in Warner Robins, Georgia, it's 31 degrees Fahrenheit, 51 for the high, 30 for the low, mostly clear as far as that goes. And let's see. And Deplorable says good morning to Tony on the Rumble side. Thank you. We got 5 people on Rumble. Let's get that up another 5 people. The last time I broadcast a game was a week ago or so. Lord of the Rings. I'm able to bring in the read ad campaigns now if I'm going RTMP. I use OBS, so I can do it both ways now and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And Tony's saying hi to Double J's on the Twitch side. And like I said, Tina, she already left to see Hal this morning. And Deplorable says out in Bradford, California, I wish. I bet you Deplorable wishes too. Out in Bradford, Pennsylvania, It's right across the border there in western New York from Olean, the home of St. Bonaventure's College there, or university, I should say. But Deplorables in the northwest sector of Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth, and in Bradford. And he says it's 31 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow. We got 28 degrees here, so we're colder than out there. And let's see. Tony says we got to have a round table this week. A round table. Round table. What do you mean by round table? You're gonna have to let me know. I know I've been busy. I was busy with this Commodore 64 stuff this weekend, Tony. I was having fun. I got a new. Let me bring this down here. Let's see. Like I said, if you go to the beginning of the broadcast, you can see the fun. This disk drive, just to let you know, Tony and Deplorable, is 40 years old and it still works. It still works. So I don't know what you mean by round table. Have a round table this week. Not sure what you mean by that, but I know you've been busy this week. You were working this weekend, so no football. But I'm all done with the football. Which we got to go into sports. Good transition into the sports. Bring it back to the sports here, Tony. Thank you. Let's see. Let's start off before we get to the football. The basketball. And Double J's is saying hi to Tony on the Twitch side. There you go. As far as that goes, let's see. Basketball, NBA action starting Friday night. We had the Celtics. They beat the Raptors 125-117. And let's see. The Knicks, they lost to the Suns. The Suns are the only team I like in the Western Conference, I guess, still. But the Suns won 112-107. And the Nets did not play. Going into Saturday, you had the Celtics. They lost to the Spurs 100-95 up there in Boston. Damn. And Sunday, we had the Brooklyn Nets. They lost to the Grizzlies 103-98. And let's see who else played. That was it. Tonight, the Celtics play the Pacers. And the Brooklyn Nets play the Mavericks. And the Knicks, they don't play until they're not playing. No, none of those teams are playing tomorrow. Maybe Wednesday. We'll talk about it Wednesday there. NHL. Friday, none of the teams. Let's see. Going into Saturday, the Rangers lost to the Bruins in Boston 10-2, and the Sabres beat the Ducks 5-3. And I was talking to somebody when I was picking up the Penny Saver yesterday at the local Stop and Shop here. Two gentlemen were coming through. And the one guy, he was paying for his gas. He had a Buffalo Bills. I said, "Oh, you're going up to see the game?" It's, "No, we're just coming back from Buffalo." I said, "Coming back from Buffalo?" They were up there Saturday night, and they watched that game. He's from Long Island. They were heading back, and he says, "Are you going to watch the game today?" I said, "Well, of course." And he was a Buffalo Bills fan. He was telling me about the hockey game. He said the Sabres. He was showing me on his phone. He was sitting right up close to the glass. So that was pretty stoked. But the Sabres beat the Ducks Saturday night 5-3. Islanders won against the Wild 4-3. And then yesterday, nobody played. Bruins beat the Penguins 1-0. Tonight, the Rangers play Kraken. Buffalo Sabres play the Panthers. And that's it. Tomorrow, who plays tomorrow? Any of my teams? Nope. Oh, Islanders play the Jets. So NFL action this wild card weekend. Let me bring this up here. We had wild card playoff action starting Saturday. The Rams, I don't know how they won this game because Panthers looked like they were going to win it. How come that did take? Let's see. But the Los Angeles Rams beat the Panthers, and Tony was pulling for them. They should have won that game, I think. Rams got it together, but there's 3-point difference. Packers and Bears. Packers had the game won, but they lost it right there towards the last couple minutes. The Bears won 31-27. That's a 4-point difference. And of course, yesterday, the Buffalo Bills. Go Bills. Bills Mafia. What a game that was. Jaguars, there were 4 lead changes. Me and the missus were up and down off of the couch rooting for the Bills. I'm a Bills fan, full disclosure. And they won 27-24. Jaguars played a good game. But they were knocking and rocking Josh Allen, but he would not fall. He is Superman for the Buffalo Bills. And there were some other Bills. They had a problem with the containing the running game, and Tony Romo kept on saying that if the Jaguars kept the running game, they kept on running to the right, running to the left. They had a good running game. The Bills are a little weak on that running game. Last night, the Eagles lost to the 49ers. They just couldn't get it together. 23-19. So there's a 4-point difference. They were trying to bring it towards the end, and they couldn't. And then last night, the New York Patriots beat the Chargers 16-3. I watched all 5 of, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I watched all 5 of these games so far. Maybe not too much on. I think the Rams, not as well. Yeah, I've watched pretty much a good portion of all of the Bills game for sure, and the 49ers Eagles game. Last night, I think I fell asleep at the last quarter and woke up seeing the Patriots beat the Chargers. They were getting annihilated. They were just getting contained. Tonight is a big game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers are playing the Texans tonight at 8:15 p.m. for Monday Night Football, NFL Wild Card. And it looks like next week, the matchups, you got 49ers, Seahawks, Bills and Broncos. That's going to be a tough game. If Bills win that game, they're going to the Super Bowl, folks. They might go to the Super Bowl. Because who they have to go? They might be the Bills and Patriots. That'd be interesting. Then they would have to go back up to New England. So Bills are trying to get to the Super Bowl by way of being the visitor of all these other places. And let's see, Rams and Bears are playing in the National Division. So there's our football. Some good football action going on this weekend, and had fun watching that Bills game. Well, when they went ahead. There is one more football that was going on, and that is the football in the form of soccer. Manchester City, let's see, Saturday? What did they do? Saturday, they beat Exeter in the FA Cup 10-1. They won. Oh, my God, they killed them. Because I was busy Saturday with the missus, we were going out checking out all the thrift stores there and stuff. I missed that game, but I saw the post game stuff, and they just annihilate them. But they have a game coming up this Wednesday, or no, tomorrow. I'm sorry, tomorrow in the European Football League Club semifinal, leg 1 of 2. Newcastle at Manchester, or Manchester at Newcastle. They're playing Newcastle, and that's tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And then they play Saturday, Man United for in the Premier League. And in the Premier League, Manchester City is still currently second with 43 points behind Arsenal at 49. And then you had Aston Villa is behind Manchester with 43 points, and then Liverpool at 35 points. So that's the standings there. So there's our sports. And as far as that goes, and we want that to restore. Okay, we got the Surface 3 back up. All right, we're going to go ahead and see what's in the news here for the local area. What do we got for time here? We got hour and 22 minutes. Okay, we'll get to 2 hours here. And all these news pages that we're going to look at: Fox 40. WEBO, WNBF, 2 radio stations, no affiliation with them, no affiliation with WBNG, Channel 12 News, WAAL, that's the radio station. as far as that goes. And Channel 34, WENY, Channel 18, Penny Saver, WKGB. The two Buffalo web pages that we look at, 104, KISS 104, no affiliation with them, as well as Spectrum News. The two Buffalo channels, Country 106.5, WYRK, and WBLK. And speaking of Buffalo, we have Liberty. Liberty 101 is in the house. Good morning, Patriots and the missus. How about those Bills? Yes, how about those Bills? How about those Bills, missus?
Oh, yeah, they got it done.
They got it done, she said. She says good morning to you, Liberty. Good morning. Coming in from the Niagara, Buffalo area. And it's proud to be a Buffalo fan. That was a pretty good game. Jaguars gave them a run. Going to be a tough one next week against Denver, but we'll see what happens. Glad to have you here, Liberty. And Liberty saying hi to Tony on the Rumble side, as well as and also to Deplorable. Good morning to Deplorable. And also good morning from Liberty on Rumble to all the people on Twitch. And we currently have 2. Oh, we dropped down. We went to 3 on Rumble, 1 on 1 and 2. So it fluctuates. The viewership fluctuates here. So that's good. We got pop-ins and pop-outs. But glad to have you here, Liberty. Hope you had a great weekend. Thank you for being here. And let's see what's in the news here for the Southern Tier, starting with Fox 40. Again, no affiliation with any of these. Weekly Healthy Minute. Let's check this one out. Let's see what this one's about. Let's see what this one's about. Let's see. Bring that volume down just a tad. Okay, let's see. We'll take the scroll down. Okay. And here we go. Let's have a, what's this one about? This is Weekly Health Minute. Let's see. Let's get some health. Let's see what's going on.
If you put health as a top goal in 2026, you're not alone. Exercising more is the most common New Year's resolution this year, according to a recent YouGov survey. But experts urge you to be careful. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains why exercise injuries tend to spike in January.
You vowed to exercise more in 2026. That's a great goal to get healthy, but experts have a workout warning they hope you heed.
We see a very predictable spike of very preventable injuries in January every year.
Dr. Andrew Carbone with Orlando Health says after the holidays, motivation tends to spike while conditioning is at an all-time low. And he says social media often drives the rise in injuries.
There's one social media trend now with the kettlebell swing, 30-day, 100 kettlebell swings a day for 30 days. You know, that kind of stuff will cause overuse injuries.
That can include tendinitis, especially in the biceps and rotator cuff in the shoulder. Carbone says he also sees knee injuries this time of year, especially if a person suddenly takes up running.
You go from 0 to maybe running 3, 4, 5 miles. You're going to get a lot of patellar tendinitis, a lot of runner's knee.
To help avoid injuries, Carbone says to start slow, no more than 3 days a week, and incorporate rest into your regimen. He says that's when your body starts to build muscle. Don't follow social media trends. Instead, start with the basics like body weight exercises and core work. Consider getting a trainer to help keep your technique on track. And he says to remember, start with higher reps and lower weights.
Once you have the fundamentals like that, your core is strong, lower back is strong, your shoulders are good, then you can start to kind of play with increasing weights.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Okay, so it's always good to get in health, but there's a certain way, there's a right way and a wrong way, and I think they're right, and you got to start slow and be consistent, and consistent throughout. Too many people start out very enthused, and then they just lose interest. You got to be motivated and invested in it and stuff like that. And Liberty, okay, only here for a few early. Okay, you got a doctor's appointment. No problem, Liberty. I appreciate the pop. I appreciate the view. Thank you very much. Just if I do appreciate. I'll take the pop-ins, pop-outs. That's fine. That's good, but it's good to see. Good to have a chance to say good morning to you and stuff like that, as far as that goes. So, but getting to exercise, all good advice there. Yes, I agree, Double J's. You got to be consistent. Exercise is not hard. It's just getting in there and doing it, as far as that goes. And Double Liberty says, I exercise my eyes when I nap. I like that. I like that. Naps are important too. Naps are important, especially for us older folks and stuff like that. And I'm speaking from experience too, because I do take my share of naps as far as that goes. And so that's good. That's good. But exercise is important. I'm going to be going out for a walk this morning. I've been sort of sloughing it off when it gets really cold because I can't see. I try and do something inside the house here and stuff like that. But what is it? It is important. I used to be an avid runner. I'd like to get back, and I guess I still have to lose another 10 pounds, I think, before I can. Because what is my weight? My weight's right at about 250. I got to lose another 5 or 6 pounds. I want to be under 250 if I want to do the running bit. Walking is doing very well for me. I'm doing my 20 to 25 minutes Monday through Friday, and I take the weekend off and stuff. So I'm getting my share of minimum exercise, but I am exercising, and you should exercise and stuff. I don't do the weights. I'm going to try and get the weight. I got weights and a bench out in the garage. Try and break them out. It's not you don't need heavy weights of trying to pump up 200 pounds or something like that. No, the light weights and the repetitions, but you got to be careful of those repetitions because, you're exercising your joint, but you got to make sure you don't over exercise. Okay, so that was a good one starting out there on Fox 40. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see, the Pond Fest returns next week. Let's see what that one's about. Let's bring that one out, the Pond Fest.
Pond Fest.
The Pond Fest. Let's see what the Pond Fest. Let's see. Hopefully the ice will refreeze that because we had some warm temperatures here the last week and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and see what this one's about. Bring this over. There we go.
Pond Fest is returning to Binghamton next weekend. Pond Fest is an annual celebration of hockey held at Shenango Valley State Park over 3 weekends. The event includes hockey games with local and youth teams, along other activities like a trail run, live music, fireworks, carnival games, and more. It also features North America's largest outdoor refrigerated temporary ice rink. Organizers say the event provides locals with fun winter activities when there aren't many options available.
Pond Fest is it's a really cool thing for our area because, really, if you think about it, what do we do outdoors collectively? We have a lot of different activities in the area that happen during the summer, but in the winter, there's not a whole lot. And so just to see people out here enjoying the cold weather, actually, and there's lots to do. We're here at Shenango Valley State Park. There's lots of other things to do. You can go trail walk. There's a sledding hill, and people just come here and they realize that there's a lot to do outdoors. And then they can watch some fun hockey or play some hockey. It's a great way to get the community together and, kind of enjoy the outdoors.
For more information and updates, visit Pond Fest's Facebook page or website.
Okay, there we have it for Pond Fest. And okay, Liberty, you have a great day. Take care and be safe also. Thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you. Ciao. Pond Fest is one of the winter activities that we have a lot of them in the southern tier of upstate New York, and that's one of them. I think then that's the park we used to go to when I was growing up. We used to go camping at. We went camping there. We had a trailer that we used to go out there, and there's a big old an area where we used to catch some rainbow trout and stuff like that. It's a pretty nice. Like I said, there's a lot to do in upstate New York and stuff like that. As far as that goes, New York is just not New York City. You got to take the full effect. That's just a small portion of the of New York State. So there we have it. Pond Fest activity there. Hopefully it looked like they were getting a skating ring set up there with the water from the truck. Okay, let's see what we have for any more news that's showing. And I'm not seeing anything more on there. Let's see. WEBO, we got anything on WEBO? Let's see. Check it out on the news. And nope, nothing there. WNBF out of Binghamton. And the Delta Airlines, but I think we got something on channel 12. We'll go to channel 12 here. Oh, they got something on PondFest here. Let's look at another article on PondFest. How long is this? And Thamer, good morning. Coming in for Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Glad to have you here, my friend. Hope all is well with you. Hope you had a great weekend. And good to have you here. And let's see. We're trying to bring this up, channel 12. I'm not sure how long this is. Let's go ahead and check it out, though, just the same. Let's see. Bring it up.
A local winter favorite is returning to Shenango Valley State Park for the 10th year. Here to tell us all about it, all about PondFest 2026 is
Okay, that's 8 minutes. I'm not gonna invest 8 minutes for that. They're just talking about PondFest. We were actually showing the pond and stuff like that. I don't like doing just talk things and stuff. Let's see. We do have something here concerning the airport. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Binghamton Airport, Greater Binghamton Airport. They were going to lose a Delta, but it looks like Delta is going to stay. We don't have too many carriers flying in and out of that airport, and they basically connect the southern tier. For the most part, most people go either to Syracuse to fly out or go to Elmira, their airport. It's just about the same size. I think it's a 8,000, 9,000 foot, 8,000 foot runway. And I think Binghamton's about that size. Let's see. What's new with me? Just enjoying life, my friend. And Buffalo Bills won yesterday on football. That's good. And you're going to have to watch the beginning of the broadcast because I've got a new toy. I'll just highlight it real quick here. It's right over here. It's a Commodore 64. I've been playing with that all weekend. This is a 40-year-old disk drive, and this is a Commodore Ultimate that I just purchased. It's brand new. My old Commodore 64, it's like this one. It's nothing like the same inside. It's different. This can connect to the internet using Telnet to use Telnet. So that's the big thing right there for me. This Commodore 64 and be able to have a disk drive to. You probably haven't seen one of these. In that disk drive, you would use what is known as a floppy, 5 1/4 floppy. So you put it in there, and I bring it up on the big screen. Beginning of the broadcast, if you watch the replay, Thamara, I'm dialing into a bulletin board. It's the old school. This is before the internet. This Commodore stuff. These are all games. So it's before the Xbox and PlayStation and all that. Back in the Atari days, Commodore and Atari. They ruled. You said my father used to have one like that. Put the one you stick paper in. Oh, that's yeah. And you have to use and hook to it. I've got a joystick right here. This is the joystick I use to play games. The modern day controller back in 1985. So, but other than that, things are going well, and thank you for asking. Does your father still have it? Does it still work? That'd be interesting. Let's see. We got something here on Delta, the Greater Binghamton. Let me go ahead and bring this up. And Greater Binghamton Airport is an airport that is there in Binghamton. And Delta was looking at pulling out, but I guess they're staying. Oh, I thought it was no, this isn't a word processor. This is an actual computer, Commodore 64. Go ahead and Google it. It's a computer. It does BASIC. It's basic computer language. Just look up Commodore 64 or go to Commodore International, and you'll see this is a Commodore Ultimate. It's got up-to-date, the motherboard is a little card there and stuff, but there's a whole bunch of other things. Just Google Commodore 64. You'll see what it is. It's pretty fun stuff. It's really neat stuff. Matter of fact, let me see something. I'll give you let me see here. Hang on for a minute. Let's see. Yeah, go to www.commodore.net and you'll go to this channel right here. That's what I bought. That's the Commodore is back. It was a main the most computers ever sold was from Commodore. Believe it or not. Actual computers. So those are the two variations. That's the Skylight. That's the Golden Edition. You pay more money. You pay I think it's like an extra $100 for that. I paid $300 for mine. I think it was $100. Probably pay like $500 for that one, but it does the same thing. And what is it? That's the one I got right there. And you can see the back. There's different. This is the one I got right here. And you can see there's the retro box. Here's the insides. The insides are a lot different than the original. The other one is just microchips. And you see this little circuit board right here. That's the whole Commodore right here. It's really condensed, and you can see right here, there's the Ethernet. You got an HDMI, two USB ports. You can plug in old Commodore stuff. The Commodore disk drive gets plugged in right there. They got the Joy ports, power, and there's a power on. And there's your Commodore Ultimate main screen or directory. And it comes with, this is GEOS. This would be the Commodore's version of Windows Office. This right here. It's loaded. That's right here. That's GEOS right there. It's a word processor. But it does this and does games. So it's some pretty neat stuff as far as that goes. So check it out. Let's see. We're going to go to WBNG for the Greater get talking about Commodore. I get sidetracked. Okay, let's bring this up. Now, Delta was supposed to be leaving. Now they're staying, which is a good thing. So let's get the update on this.
Earlier this month, we told you that Delta Airlines was set to leave the Greater Binghamton Airport, leaving BGM without a commercial airline. But in a surprising turn, Delta has agreed to stay at the airport after speaking with state officials like Governor Kathy Hochul and Senator Chuck Schumer. 12 News' Keith Savage joins us live from the airport with more about what this means. Keith.
Yeah, thanks, Audrey. On December 30th, Delta Airlines announced that they were going to end service at the Greater Binghamton Airport on February 14th. But on Friday, Senator Schumer said that after his personal push, that Delta will be staying at the airport until once the spring begins. And Kathy Hochul also announced that how crucial this airport plays in a role for everywhere in upstate New York. But also staying locally now, Broome County Executive Jason Garner thanked both of them and also thanked Delta Airlines on restoring the services. And I also had opportunity to speak with the Commissioner of Aviation of the airport, Mark Hefner, who said he's not sure yet and they're currently working on if there will be any stoppage between February 14th and the spring. But a report from the Greater Binghamton Airport, I'm Keith Savage, 12 News.
Okay, so the Delta's going to be staying here, and that's a good thing for the area and stuff. What's that, Thamer? I guess Atari used their system. No, Atari is. They're two different systems. Atari and Commodore. They were two different systems. The games they had they were known as 8-bit games. Okay, you're talking these games that they made for these two platforms. Commodore and Atari were sort of like the Xbox and PlayStation of the time back in the early 80s. And you're talking about, how the games now, they're like they're like a terabyte and stuff like that, megabytes and terabytes. these games back to use a Commodore, you're talking kilobytes. You're talking very small, very small. They're 8-bit, very basic, sort of like the early days of Nintendo and stuff. But even though the first Nintendo had better graphics, but they were the Commodore and Atari were 8-bit, what was known as 8-bit systems, as far as that goes. So but it's fun stuff. It's I had a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun this weekend. It's going to be a weekend thing I do and stuff like that. So, but this computer is brand spanking new. Cost me $300. Was it $15 in taxes? $10 to ship. $10. I think it was $15. No, $10. No, $10 to ship. $5 for taxes, and I think it was $15 for a tariff. This back in 1985, the spring of '85, I bought this. This is 40 years ago. This is a disk drive, so this is able to work with this. Because it's a Commodore. So they made it to where it's more modern and stuff. You can connect it to the internet to use what was known as bulletin boards, BBSs. And at the beginning of the show, we got on one. So watch the replay and you'll see. But I can't say enough about this. It's just fun stuff. Okay, so there's the airport. The airport, that's good news. We'll see how long they stay. I've flown in and out of there a couple times, but they primarily go down south to Binghamton or down to Florida and stuff. You got to go to Syracuse to head out to west to Detroit and then connecting flights. I think Elmira's the same. I've never flown out of Elmira though. Okay, what else do we got on WBNG here? Let's see. Emergency station. What's this? The station initiates 911 calls for video. Oh, this is Binghamton University. Let's check this out. This looks like a good art. It's for emergencies. It's if there's a fire or medical and stuff like that. So this is an updated. Let's see what this is. What's going on over at the Binghamton University, as far as that goes. So this is sort of fire prevention related too. Let's go ahead and see what this one's all about here. And oh, sorry about that. Bring my camera back. Sorry. Too many buttons, folks. Too many buttons. Here we go.
When students return to Binghamton University for the new school year, they will be coming home to new state-of-the-art emergency stations throughout campus. 12 News' Aaron Lawler got a first-hand look at how these stations work. Take a look.
Binghamton University 911, what's the emergency at your location?
This is the new way emergency services can reach those in need on the Binghamton University campus.
Kind of turned invisible. We have a lot of flyers, we have a lot of programming things covering our walls, so we wanted to make sure that folks knew where it was in an emergency.
At these neon yellow stations, you will find a blue light that acts as a phone. You can speak with dispatch, have access to a medical cabinet with a state-of-the-art AED, Narcan, and more life-saving resources. There's also a list of emergency procedures.
By marketing emergency stations as bright, visible, really obvious, it makes it memorable so you can find it faster and remember, oh, I have this big thing just outside or down the hall.
These are just starting to be rolled out on campuses across the country, BingU being one of the first.
Whenever we open a campus door or press the interactive telecom button here, we initiate a 911 phone call to our emergency dispatch center with video.
There are 16 stations around campus. Since AEDs were put on campus in 2005, they have saved 6 lives. The team hopes these new and improved stations continue that effort. In Vestal, Aaron Lawler, 12 News.
Okay, so an AED, that's what you use for CPR. I've actually used those in real time. That is a very good idea right there, because you have the AED there, you have Narcan, and if you don't know what Narcan, we have an what do they call that?
Epidemic.
The opioids.
Opioid epidemic.
Okay, opioids, which is a drug. Opioid, where drug related. If somebody's what is that? Overdosing. They use a Narcan to bring them back, and it has saved lives. So they're putting Narcan out there, and it's specifically for that purpose and stuff. So it's a more modern way of communicating. You can use your phone, but the phones, this actually, when you dial in, they know the location of where you're at. So that's probably covering that building and stuff like that. And AEDs are spaced out in various buildings and public facilities. And there's a requirement, I believe, through NFPA, National Fire Protection Association, which gives guidance on fire protection and emergency services, which medical falls under emergency services. So, but I've used that's a good article there. That's a good article, and to get people antiquated to, hey, here's some tools, but here's a communication where we know where you're at and we can go right to that location real quick. Where if you're on a cell phone, they're going, you're looking around and stuff like that, and it at least gives a benchmark of what general area the emergency is taking place. Okay, so we got that. That's a pretty good article. I like that article. Okay, let's see what else we got here. This is on fire departments. Officials remind residents to dispose rechargeable batteries properly. Yeah, this is let's go ahead and do this one. This is a fire prevention one, our public service. If you got batteries, everybody has batteries nowadays, okay? And you can't just throw these things in the trash as far as that goes. And some of the trash guys will say, yeah, just throw them in there. And it's like, nah, I don't know. Isn't there a proper way? Let's find out what this article says about that.
After 2 rechargeable battery-related fires in Johnson City, the fire department is reminding residents of the laws regarding disposing of those batteries. It's illegal to throw away rechargeable batteries in the garbage cans that are left on the curb. Manufacturers selling those batteries are responsible for funding the collection and recycling. There's some ways you can avoid a potential fire or a fine. Take the batteries back to the stores that sell them for recycling. You can also take them to a designated household hazardous waste collection site. For more details on the law, you can visit our website, wbng.com.
So I own a pool company, and Mac, who takes truck home to that apartment, has not called, texted.
Oh, I don't know what that's about. Okay, we'll get back here and okay. Yeah, getting ready, disposing your batteries is something that needs to be done. Maybe not necessarily a store, but there's places where you can dispose of these, as far as that goes. And let's see. Double J says, "Good initiative, good going." Yes, as far as that, I think you're talking about the Binghamton University article there. Double J's, yeah. Thamer says, "I'm going in circles in the medical city, so I don't have to pay parking fees." Stupid technique. I'm going in circles in the medical city, so I don't have to pay parking fees. Oh. Not sure.
Trying to find a parking space.
Oh, parking space. Okay, I got you. Yeah, the missiles. She deciphers a lot better than I do. So that's let's see, what do we got here? So you need to dispose of batteries properly, and it's a good thing. The article said it's illegal.
Or rechargeable batteries.
Oh, I don't know. They just said batteries in general. But didn't we get some information? We can, if they're not rechargeable, you can.
The local.
Yeah, the local. Yeah.
Garbage place.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's it for WBNG. Let's see. WAAL, the same as WNBF. Let's see. Delta resumed flights. We already went over that one. We got a Purple Heart recipient, Rick Yosher. Let's see what this one. We got a video on this one. Yeah, we do. Okay, let's go ahead and let's see this one. He spoke at the African Road Elementary School up there in that's in Vestal. Vestal. Okay. Let's see what this one's about. He's a Purple Heart recipient. And let's see what he has to say here.
recipient and motivational speaker presented a powerful message about being a hero today at a local elementary school. Retired Army Sergeant Rick Yarish paid a visit to African Road Elementary School and shared his book, A Bridge Called Amos. Amos, a lovable, friendly black lab, was Yarish's service dog for 14 years. Amos helped Yarish with daily tasks after he was injured while serving in Iraq. Yarish frequently visits schools to share his story, but was afraid to present to elementary school students because he says he didn't want to scare them. Amos helped him get over this fear by accompanying him to the schools. Yarish says Amos was a hero and a bridge to be able to do what he's doing today. He says it's important to teach kids how they can be heroes too.
They can understand that they can help other people. If somebody drops their books and they have a hard time picking up all of their books, they could help that person. And we don't think of that as such a big thing, but that might change that person's day. Just that little bit of connection that they had with somebody else. So that is the beginning steps of becoming a hero.
Yarish also talked about the organization Sweethearts and Heroes, which he is a co-founder of. Sweethearts and Heroes is an anti-bullying program that travels to school districts all across the country to offer a presentation of hope, empathy, and action.
That is truly an American hero right there. You can see he lost his leg. He received burns. This gentleman right here, he's all over the place as far as wounded warriors, people that came back from battle in Iraq and Afghanistan. And he's letting the kids know I'm not a scary monster and stuff. I'm a regular person and stuff. But this is to let them know, because these children that he's sitting in front of right now, they don't have a clue what transpired during the Iraq War or Afghani War until they get older and stuff like that. When I was younger, and this is when I was probably in 5th and 6th grade, I became aware of the Vietnam War. And it motivated me. I want to go to that war. No, war is bad. War is not good. And Double J's, kudos to him. He's a Purple Heart. Of course, he was injured in the Iraq War, as you can see, and he's still functioning as far as that goes. There's many veterans that have come out of that war. I have great respect for those that served in that capacity, because I've never been in a war zone the 20 years I was in. I wanted to go when I was over in Italy, but my assistant chief said, "No, Robbie, you're going to stay here. We got the younger guys that are going to go. I need you here," and stuff like that. And if I would have stayed in, I probably would have ended up over in Afghanistan, because that's the whole difference in the military when I was in. When you were I've said this many times on the broadcast, that if you were in the Air Force, you basically stayed at that base. You very rarely went TDY, temporary duty, and stuff like that. Now it's like if you're in for 4 years, you could probably see at least 3 or 4 deployments in your 4 years. One every 2 years, a 3-month deployment and stuff like that. That's the big change and stuff like that. So I have, like I said, the greatest respect for this gentleman here, as well as other veterans that served in the war, as far as that goes. Despite what you individuals may say or talk about the war, they served their country, as far as that goes. So anybody that says something differently, I'd say they're full of crap, as far as that goes. See, this guy is a real warrior and such. So again, great respects as far as that goes. Big Juice, hey, what's going on? You ever done a speech at a school? Oh yeah, when I became certified as a fire inspector and work in fire prevention, when I was stationed up at Hanscom Field, I would have an audience of like 200 people, and there was generals in there to give a 30-minute fire prevention briefing and stuff. Oh yeah, I did my share of public speaking, believe me. And was it? I'm going back. Rich, where have you been? I've been right here. Where have you been? We've been on for an hour. How long we been on? Oh, we're coming up on 2 hours. So, but yeah, were you in the military during the? Yes, I served. I was in the Air Force, Thamer, from 1977 to 1997. I was in 20 years. Okay, and I retired when the Iraq War was going on. I was stationed in Italy. I was never in a war zone. Now we do have people that claim they were in a war zone and they were never in a war zone. We call those people they're stealing valor. They're veterans that steal valor, and there's a governor in Minnesota that does that. He says he was in he went with his his National Guard unit when he was in the military to Afghanistan. He was nowhere near Afghanistan. He was stationed in Italy when he was in. He has stolen valor. It just that's a big bad thing for a veteran to do. So you had the chance of, if I would have, when I was in Italy, if my assistant chief let me go, I was either going to go to Saudi Arabia or Egypt. I think one of the three places we sent from Aviano Air Base when I was stationed there. The closest I came to the war, I was loading fire trucks up onto the C-5s for them to be deployed over in Saudi. So I never made it. No, if I would have touched down in Saudi, I guess that was considered a war zone. No, you had to be in Iraq, I think. Iraq and Afghanistan. And but those were the three places because you had when the Kuwait operation was going on, when Saddam Hussein went into Kuwait, they had Operation Desert Shield. That's the preparation before they did the actual kicking of Saddam out. I was in Italy when that was all taking place, and I never went into a war zone. So I'm not really considered a war veteran. I take that very serious. And that gentleman that we saw in that piece there with the Purple Heart, he is a war veteran, or he is a hero as far as that goes. Let's see. Richard wants to eat. No, I heard. I don't know. Egypt would have been interesting, but I from everything I heard about Egypt, the Middle East, I had a friend that was stationed there in Egypt during Desert Shield. He says you didn't want to go. He didn't really care for Egypt. Let's see. Big Juice says, Caps here. Roll up the window and hide the wives. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what you mean by that. And then Captain, hey, Cap's here. Oh, that's what you meant, Big Juice. Hey, Captain Rehab. Where the? Oh, I skipped over you. Oh, there it is, Richard. Yeah, okay. Hey, good morning, Captain Rehab, and good morning to the missus. She says good morning. She's out. Oh, she's getting close to Scamp. Oh, that's cool. He's getting used to us. We got two low cats outside, stray cats that she's feeding here. So Captain Rehab's here. And Desert Storm, no, I was back here in the States as far as that goes. They were sending mostly the young guys as far as that goes, but I never made it into the war zone. I was during deserts. Let's see, I was in Italy at the beginning. In Desert Storm, I was going from Italy. I was changing duty station. I was going from Italy. I went to McConnell Air Force Base. There was quite a bit of people at McConnell Air Force Base that went there. And if I was stationed there earlier before, I probably would have went, but I never went. And even as many times as I volunteered, they just didn't want to send me. I guess I was too valuable there in the fire station as far as that goes. So let's see. Big Juice says Rich is nice for war. He wouldn't fire me. No, the mission for a firefighter during Desert Storm would be on the airfield to as a firefighter, I'd probably be deployed in Saudi Arabia or Kuwait during the Iraq Desert Storm, primarily because of the that was my job, was to provide support for the air mission. So I would have been on a fire truck, and if a plane came in disabled or something like that, the primary mission was to rescue the pilot or air crew and put out the fire. As far as Thamer's busy eating spaghetti. Okay, Thamer, enjoy your spaghetti. So the articles like we just watched, that really brings a tear to my, because I know I have a family member that was stationed over in Afghanistan, so he's considered my nephew. He's considered a war veteran. I'm not a war veteran. There's a big difference. You have to be in a war zone, and that's the people that have been in for a while, they take that very seriously. But like I said, I'm going to get on my political stance here. You got a governor out in Minnesota that stole valor. He said he was a war veteran. He's far from being a war veteran. He was never in a war zone. The closest he ever got to a war zone was being stationed in central Italy for about 3 months as a National Guard. That came out several years back when he was as far as that goes. So he's a dirtbag. I'm gonna change the subject. I don't really care for the governor of Minnesota. He's wretched. Okay, let's see. What else do we got here? That was channel 34. Let's go out to Elmira. We have any articles out there? And I'm not seeing anything. Let's see. Thammer says learning center. Anyone? Oh, yeah. I won't talk about that here, Thammer, but you probably seen enough of the news. It's a real deal. That's just the tip of the iceberg. We have that stuff going on here in New York State, and we're finally getting somebody to do something about it. I don't know. I talked about that in Hello America. That's the Rumble only Rumble only. Go to my Rumble channel, and I think my last Hello America, I speak about that subject. I'm not going to talk about here, but I get real in depth of the governor of Minnesota and that over on my Rumble only. Okay, you have to go to Fireman Rich Broadcast to see that. Yeah, and actually that Lurie Center went out of business. By the way, that's the latest update. They're no longer. They've never been in business. It's a big scam. Let's see. Big Juice says, "What about growing up having sisters? That could be a war zone right there." Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that, Big Juice. Let's see. Nothing on. Let's see. Channel 18. Brian McMahon. Oh, let's see. Drive safety during. Oh, we had some snow squalls. Let's see if there's a video on this. No, there's no video on that. You got to drive safe in those snow squalls. And there's nothing there. Nothing on Penny Saver. Nothing on KGP. Who's this actor? Who's this guy? I don't remember him. Let's see. KISS 104. That's the same as WAAL and WNBF. Nothing going on there. Spectrum News. That's a new one. Let's see. They got something on Spectrum. No, we already talked about the airport. Let's see. Local headlines. Let's see what we got in the local headlines. Anything? No, nothing there. Good news. What do they have for good news? Any good news? No, that's just an article. They just got articles there. So we're checking out Spectrum News as far as that. We added that to the repertoire. Up in Buffalo, of course, they're celebrating Buffalo Bills and 106.5. Got a couple articles. We talked about that. Buffalo's a nice shot of a day. Same articles. And same thing with Bills head to Denver to face number 1 seed and Broncos AFC divisional playoffs. And let's see, what do we got for the today's edition of 1440? Michael Irving. What about Michael Irving? Is there something in the news Captain Rehab, about Michael Irving? Let me see. Michael Irving. Let me see. Of course, he's a sports commentator, but he was a big-time 12-year career wide receiver with Dallas Cowboys. Oh, he celebrates Miami's win? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, he completely lost his mind at the CFP semifinals as Miami reaches. Oh, so... Oh, he went nuts at the Miami Sea. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, okay. I think I briefly heard something about that over the weekend, but I'm not really a Michael Irving fan. I'm not really a Michael Irving fan there as far as that goes. So yes, lots of laughs. Okay. Let's see. He was slapping a water jug with his belt and screaming. Okay. So he was... Was that an enjoyment or was he just in frustration? He's a pretty high intensity guy. I've seen him. He's on the NFL Network, I believe, as far as a commentator. Let's see. 1440. Let's see. What do we got there? Enjoying because they won. Oh, okay. Yeah. University of Miami, they won. Yeah. Yeah. So that was a big upset, wasn't it? I don't really get into the college playoffs and stuff like that. He put an Ohio State jersey on the water jug before Oh, okay. I see what you're going with it. Yeah. Okay. It's just he's acting like a nut. Okay. Let's see. 1440. What do we got there? Let me see. What do we got there? Of course, we still got the Iranian thing going on and stuff like that. I'm keeping tracks on that. I guess that's a real deal. It's serious. I think the deaths are starting to tally up. I guess the latest on that is President Trump is sort of has asked Elon to drop some more Starlinks down in there because that's what we're getting. We're getting more with this. Thanks to the Starlink, we're getting some indication of what's going on out there and stuff. So the Starlinks are greatly important there. So let's see. We got that, and I think we're about at the end. I don't see any more news, so we're going to go ahead and scrap these pages here, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this up here, folks, and get our day started. Because I know today's Monday; it's a cleaning day, so I got to stay out of the way of the missus, so she does her cleaning and stuff, and whatnot. So let's see. I want to say thank you to Tina, our Jersey girl, who was here, and Double J's. Thank you from an undisclosed location. Thank you, Double J's, for being here. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Tim Fanforty, for being here, coming in from Michigan, our resident contractor up there in Michigan. And then I think we had Tony as the next person that came in here. Yeah, Tony D, my brother veteran, my good friend and fellow broadcaster. Thank you very much. We had Deplorable coming in from Bradford, Pennsylvania, Northwest Pennsylvania. Thank you, Deplorable, and coming in from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And then we had Liberty. Liberty came in from the Niagara Buffalo area. Thank you, Liberty, for being here. And then Thamer coming in from Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Always great to have you here, Thamer. And let's see, we had Captain Rehab came in along with Big Juice. Thank you, guys. Big Juice coming in from the Buckeye State of Ohio, and Captain Rehab coming in from Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love down there in Pennsylvania. Greatly appreciate to have you guys. And let's see, Captain Rehab says, I like how the Democrats are complaining they weren't given notice on the Venezuela mission. Yeah, you weren't given notice, so you didn't leak it. There's a specific thing in the Constitution. The president has to give due notice, and I think they've talked about this before, Captain Rehab. I think it's at least 2 hours after something goes on. They don't have to give notice prior. Okay, there's a security issue there. Okay. And the Congress people know that. Okay. So they're making hay out of nothing. It goes to show how ignorant, or they're trying to be like it's something that it's not. I'm not buying it. Okay, they were duly noted, and that it's all been done before, so it's all a rehash. It's no big deal. It just goes to show where they're really at. They haven't changed and stuff like that. So I'm not going to get into it. It's laughable. I didn't get noticed. For God's sakes, he's a president. He's not going to tell you what they're going to do, because then exactly what you said. And that's a proven fact, what you just stated. There's leaks in Congress. And Double J says, take care. Have a great week. Yeah, you too, Double J's. Glad to have you here as far as that goes. And Tony D. Yeah, Tony D was here, Captain Rehab. And but we are at the end of the broadcast. And I want to thank you all for being here that were in the chat. Greatly appreciated. And I want to say thank you for those that were just sitting back watching the live. We're ending up. We have 4 people on Rumble. Rumble rocks. Yes, Rumble rocks. And we have 1 person on local. Thank you to that 1 person. I think that's the same person that's on there all the time. Thank you, Rumble, or thank you, local. 1 guy on Rumble or locals. 2 people on YouTube. That's great. And we have 3 people on Twitch. So we have a total of 10 people. And as far as that goes during the broadcast, that fluctuates and all that and stuff like that. Captain Rehab says it's funny that the same people that protest Snow Kings a few months ago are not protesting free for Maduro. Well, and you could say that about how come they're not protesting for freedom in Iran? Duh, Iran, the people are protesting. And crazy liberal. Yeah, not all of them. Okay. I posted a thing on my X page, and I'll end with this. It was posted Sunday, and the senator from Senator John Fetterman from Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, said, quote, if you're rooting against the president, you're rooting against the nation. And that's these here United States. I tend to agree with that. I do. I tend to agree. All right, folks, you all have a great one. Again, we repurpose the audio of this broadcast over there on Spotify, at Fireman Rich on Spotify, at Fireman Rich on Spotify. I am also over on X at Fireman Rich. That's my mainstay for posting on these social media feeds. If you want to see what I'm doing, as well as if you want to see where else I'm at, just Google at Fireman Rich. And I was over there on Instagram too. I'm at Fireman Rich on Instagram. I posted something. What did I post over there? It was the same thing. I think I posted up the. When was it? Here it is. Yeah, I posted up my Commodore 64 stuff. That's what I posted up as far as that goes. Let me show you that real quick. We'll show that real quick, and then we're going to get out of here as far as that goes. Let me bring up Studio, drop that, go down here. We'll bring up the Twitter, and this is what I posted on Instagram. But I posted on X, Facebook, and Instagram. And let's bring this up. There it is. There's the Commodore 64 that I have that we were talking about. There's a better look for it. The disk drive that's off to the left, that's 40 years old. But the Commodore 64, the actual Commodore itself, this device right here with the keyboard, that's a Commodore 64 Ultimate. 40 years in the making. It's just like the original. There's a little cassette deck that has programs on it that plugs in. That's actually a USB. It's not an actual cassette deck, but that's what we posted it. So I am over there on Instagram, and that's what I posted over there. All right, folks, you all have a great one wherever you may be as we exit stage left out of here. You have a great day. We're starting a new week, working towards the weekend once again. You all have a great one. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace and take care. God bless.